This is how I turned $8 into over $800 with only 8 trades. Wow, that was very serendipitous. Now get your pen and paper because this whole thing is completely replicatable. And that's what this video is all about. Hello everyone, my name is Nick and welcome back to Finance with Nick. Now on this YouTube channel, we go over everything that has to deal with money. We talk about investing, passive income, Jerome Powell, everything. So if you like videos like that, definitely hit the subscribe button. We got a lot of good content coming out. And if you learned anything from this video, I mean anything, help me out with those YouTube gods and hit that like button. All right, let's get into the video. Now, the way that I turned $8 into over $800 was through IPOs. Now, if you don't know anything about IPOs, here's a quick breakdown. Now, initial public offering or IPO is when a private company starts selling its shares to the public. Now, these private companies work with underwriters to help them write the contract, do all the due diligence, get all the requirements that are necessary to be listed on the public exchange. They help with the marketing, the regulatory requirements, everything. They help with everything. Once all that work is done and submitted to the SEC, these shares officially become tradable on various stock exchanges for the first time. Now, there's been a lot of big IPOs in the last 365 days, whether it was Petco, Airbnb, you got Bumble, you got Coinbase, you got Robinhood. Now these big companies tend to suck up all of the news. So when these bigger companies go public, it just floods. It floods the internet, floods all of your televisions, but smaller companies go public every single week. And these are the companies that I look at. Now, trading IPOs are really risky, but with great risk comes great upside. Now, trading IPOs involves a lot of research, and there's a lot of different things that you should look at, but here are my top 3 things that you should take a look at before considering investing in these IPOs. Now, the first thing is to read the prospectus. Now, it's a really cool name, but it is by far one of the driest reads that you will ever do. But for me, I don't know, I'm kind of weird. I kind of enjoy reading them. Now, a prospectus is a formal document that is submitted to the SEC that in its most basic of a definition provides details about that investment going public or that's about to go public. Now, the prospectus covers absolutely everything. It covers the company's financials. It talks about the specific offering that it's offering the general public. It talks about the company in general. It talks about its future. It talks about the risks of investing in this company and all of the financial statistics that you would want and more. And you got to read it. It is absolutely essential. Now, the second thing that you should be looking at is the underwriter. Now, does this specific underwriter have a good track record? What was their most recent IPO that they wrote the contract for? Now, a good writer makes all of the difference. Now, a good underwriter can make all the difference. Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is you should do research on what sector it's in. You're going to want to see how its direct competitors are faring in these very, very wild west stock market times. But you want to see whether the sector is growing, whether it's declining, whether it needs innovation, stuff like that. Now, comparing the financials of these competitors is an absolute must. Now, the next thing I want to cover is how. So how do you invest in an IPO? Now, there is 2 different ways that you can do this. Now, the most popular way, but also the most risky way is to invest right when it starts trading on the stock market. Now, it is really risky, but there are some upsides. Now, this is the only way to guarantee how much you're going to pay for these stocks and also how much you want your investment to be. Now, the second way is pre-IPO. Now, you're going to invest before it goes on the stock market. Now, how are you going to do this? Well, some brokerages offer pre-IPO access to these companies. So Robinhood does, Webull does, and a lot of other exchanges offer access to pre-IPO stock. Now, personally, I use Webull. It is my absolute favorite. If you've never signed up, there is a link in the description. You'll get 6 free stocks. Sometimes it's even more, sometimes it's even 12. Just depends on what promotion that they're running. So you get some free stocks and you get access to pre-IPOs. Now, the final way is to do both. Now, if you're in Webull, you could buy right at the open, and you could try to get pre-IPO access. So you could do it right at open, you could do a pre-IPO, or you could do both. All right, now let's get into my 8 trades. Now, my first trade was on August 5th, and it was in MEGL. Now, I got in pre-IPO at $4 a share, but I only got 2 of them. So this is where the $8 investment started out. Now, Magic Empire Global, besides having a really cool name, is a holding company that engages in financial services, with most of their services being underwriting. Yeah, we had an underwriter, underwriting, and going public. So if there was any company that knew what it was doing, it'd be Magic Empire Global. Now, MEGL had good financials. I like what I saw in the prospectus. It was a small float, it was a small offering, and the demand was there. Now, MEGL opened at $5 and then it skyrocketed to $200 a share. It was absolutely insane to watch. I've never been a part of something like that. Now, the stock halted a whole bunch on the way up. I want to say it halted like 3 or 4 times within the first hour, but I was eventually able to sell it and get out of my position at $145 per share, which netted me an insane profit of $282 off of that $8 investment. So my account was at 8, now it is at 290 bucks, and I was absolutely ecstatic. Now, my second investment was TGL, or Treasure Global. Now, again, besides having a really cool name, this company hit all of the checkpoints that I was looking for when investing in an IPO. So it seemed like a home run to me. So I bought 13 shares at $4 each. Now, trading on the day was essentially pretty stagnant. Now, instead of kind of gambling and waiting for that IPO pop, or a dip, I decided to take profits. Now, that is definitely one of the biggest things that I could recommend to someone, is to, whenever you can, always take profits. Now, it's hard because we're emotional beings, but if you can, take a profit. So I decided to sell those 13 stocks at $6.50, which, I mean, is great. I will take a 60% return on my money essentially every single time. So that initial investment of $52 got me a profit of 33 bucks. Fantastic. Now, my next couple trades were hits, but also there's some misses in there. On the same day, I decided to invest in 2 different IPOs. Now, we had FRZA, and then we also had CHG. Now, FRZA, with an investment of $200, netted me a profit of just over 114 bucks. And then CHG was pretty stagnant like during the entire day, but I did not follow my golden rule and take profits when I could. I could have took profits at $5, but I decided to gamble a little bit. I was feeling good, and it did not work out. I essentially waited to sell this asset for 4 days, and each day was a red day. So initially I bought 47 shares at $4 each of CHG, and then I ended up selling it a few days later for $2.79 for a net profit, a loss of 57 bucks. So always follow the golden rule of take profits when you can. Now, my next trade was LUCY, or Lucy Eyewear. And this one was a little bit of a scary one. Now, doing my research, I was not confident to invest pre-IPO, so I waited to purchase after the bell opened, and it dropped a crazy amount. It dropped, I want to say 20% within the first couple minutes. So I was waiting for a good entry point, and I thought I got a good one. But essentially what happened for the next few hours is that it traded sideways. I was not confident on what day 2 was going to look like, so I decided to take a profit when I could. Follow the golden rule. So I made a monstrous profit of 46 cents on that day. But hey, it's better than a loss, you know. Now, the next trade was STBX. Now, Starbucks, kind of sounds like Starbucks, was by far my best return. Now, I got in at $4 a share, but I only could buy 11 before the price went gangbusters. It was crazy. Now, I was not cool with only getting 11 shares, but I was really cool with what happened next. Now, the price shot up to $40 a share, which is essentially a 10x profit on those 11 shares. So I decided to sell 10 of them for a massive profit of 360 bucks. And I decided to keep one just in case this stock went HKD and went to $2,000 a share. I wanted to be a part for a ride, but it did not. I sold that final share a few days later at $6. And so the whole transaction netted me $365. Now, I'm counting that as 2 separate trades. So if you're counting along, that was trade number 6 and also trade number 7. Now, the last one that I want to talk about is stock JZ. Now, the second that I saw this, there was just an insane amount of Jay-Z memes, and that was all I needed to invest. I'm just kidding. but it did not hurt. Now, it did check every box that I look for when investing in an IPO, and I was super bullish on this stock. Now, the sad thing was I was only able to get one stock at the price point that I wanted, which was $5, which goes into another thing. Definitely do not chase these stocks. Now, if you want to scalp a few percentage points, that's absolutely fine, but do not chase, all right? Have a plan in your head and just stick with it. Like I said, it's really hard not to be emotional. I'm an emotional guy, but do your absolute best. Now, I could only get one at $5, which was the price point that I wanted. So I decided not to chase and just let that $5 ride. But the demand for this stock was just absolutely insane. And it skyrocketed from $5 to $100 within the first hour. Now, I sold my share shortly after that at $92 a share, and it netted me a profit of $87, and I could not be happier. So that is how I turned $8 into over $800 with just 8 trades. Now, that's my story. I do anticipate this being a part 1 of a part 4 series, so stay tuned and make sure to check out all of my socials so you can see my plays in real time. And that's it. That's all I got for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're still here, definitely hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of good content coming out. So I'll see you in the next video. Peace.